Hello Year 6, it is Wednesday the 27th of January and this is your reading lesson. Today we are looking at summarising skills. So you were sent this document last night, and starts with a table that looks like this and the whole text now. So I'm not sure if you've already read it, but you're going to have some time in a moment to read it. The only thing I would say, as there's quite a lot to read and there are some tricky words, if any of you would like to hear me read as you read, so you can follow along with me, on your document you'll see a link here. So if you click there, you can hear me read the story to you or with you. So if you could now pause the video and read the whole story. Okay, now that you have had time to read the story, I'd love to know what you will think about it. I personally think it's a brilliant story, with a very spooky and quite sad ending, really. One that leaves you with lots of questions as well, which is something we'll talk about tomorrow, actually, with regards to who the girl in this portrait is. But the first thing I'd like you to do is, because we're going to be summarising, and this is on your Word document that you have here, is to, before we start, we need to annotate the story, because we're going to be looking at the overall gist, the overall content of what is in each paragraph. And this is, again, a summarising skill, and it's going to help us to do the next activity. So I'm just going to move my text across a little bit. Okay, so we don't have to write a lot for this activity. If you can't print the text out, you can just make a note as we go or follow along with me. Okay, so in the first paragraph, I think it's clear here, the main thing that happens is the boy finds the key. Good spelling there, Miss Airy. Okay, in the next paragraph, he's gone back into the house, and it's kind of introduced the idea of this unique manor. But it does, a key thing here is it says, the creaking chafed at his eardrums as he pounded the wooden floorboards, searching for hidden curiosities. So we might infer here that he's started searching the house, clearly with this key, which has sparked his curiosity. Now in this paragraph, this gives us some information about mother and tells us a little bit more information about the boy, tells us the kind of boy he is. And if I concentrate on this last part, her son was delirious to find himself free to roam the many formal gardens, and to play to his heart's content. So the boy is free to explore. Okay. Now I could have commented on mother there, but I'm just going to focus on the boy, in terms of how he is impacting on the story. Now this is where the action really starts to build and the tension starts to build. So looking at this paragraph, he's wandered into a room, impressive paintings with elaborate gilt frames. That was like sort of golden frames, very elaborate golden frames. But someone tapped him on the back. Now this is where we're introduced to the girl, this portrait of the girl. So my summary there, the main gist is he has found the portrait, and also he's been tapped on the shoulder. I think they are two key pieces of information that might help us in a little bit. The girl moved, and she's pointing eagerly at the lock, so that's all very key, isn't it? And obviously the main thing is that, why is he screaming for help? He slid the key into the lock and he's been engulfed. So I'm just going to write the word engulfed. I'm going to leave that to you to see how you would write your comment there. And then we're left with mother searching for the boy. And then, of course, right at the very end, she finds him in the painting. So we might just end with boy is in the painting. Okay, now you may have done that with me, or you might wish to go off now and come up with your own overall summaries of the paragraphs. But this is a really good skill, and it is going to help us with our next activity. So either pause the video now to do your own notes or carry on. Okay, so today I'm only going to be asking you to summarise with just a few points, some key points from the story. So you've got to be really good today at picking out the most important information. And here I've put 5 points from the story, but clearly some of them I wouldn't consider main points at all. So when we have a little look, we've got the boy found a key. That should say he went upstairs. The boy used the key in the painting door. The boy was short for his age. The boy rubbed the dirt off the key. So if we think about what the most important thing, or the major points of the story here, would probably agree that going up the stairs is not a major event. Now this one here, the boy was short for his age, that isn't even an event. That is some description about the boy. So good to know, but not going to help us with a summary. The boy rubbed dirt off the key. Well, is that pertinent to the rest of the story? Not really. I think the fact that he found the key in the first place is. So if I just get rid of that one, I would definitely say that. Now, lots of you might also be looking at this one. The boy used the key in the painting door. Well, that's definitely quite a key thing, because that seems to be the trigger for the light that seemed to come out of the painting and engulf him. So yet another really key thing there. So 2 summary points there that are really useful. So your job today, as you can see on your sheet, is to summarise. You only need the major points of the story, just like we have looked at here. So we don't want to see the ones that are crossed out on your sheet today. And you have to do this in 5 key points. So you might want to use my first key point. So I've put the boy found a key which said find me. So he started his search for its door. And if I go back to our notes, that is kind of engulfing both of those. That's encompassing both of those points. So he found the key, he started a search. That's the first main point of the story. You might disagree, you might wish to shorten that or change that slightly, but that's up to you. So you now have 5 points to complete. Good luck.